What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
I'm back to the wild reasons.
Wild reasons?
Yeah, man. See the hair all back out. I've been braided up for the last few shows.
Yeah.
So, gotta let the hair breathe because I'm about to get it rebraided. We got a family vacation coming up.
Okay. So
I'll be fresh for the little family vacay we got coming, man.
Okay, little fresh. But I'm telling you who needs to get fresh and who needs to possibly figure things out. And it's the U.S. Olympics team right now. I know these are exhibition games, but we took 2 L's. And from a time span of when we started having the Olympics teams, we only lost twice, 56-2.
In exhibition games.
In exhibition games, 56-2. And we currently already lost twice already. Let's talk about it.
Look at this. You see this right here? I got one of these jerseys. You feel me? You see this? They're being very disrespectful to what the 08 team and the 2012 team had established. They being very, very disrespectful. The 2016 team, I want to look at that roster because I remember we did our whole show about it.
Right.
And that roster was garbage.
Right.
This roster, to me, is better than that 2016 roster, but they went and won. And so when I'm looking at the construction of this roster, bro, here's 2 things that stick out to me.
Okay, what's going on?
They don't have a true PG. They don't have a table setter. 08, 2012, you got Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, Darren Williams. You got table setters. Guys that's going to get guys in position that's going to lead. Chris Paul is a bona fide leader. Just last night, bro, flicking through the channels, they showed the championship game between 2012 when USA played Spain. And Chris Paul was the one controlling everything. Right. And when they coming down court, LeBron is a guy that likes the ball in his hands. But when LeBron and Kobe are deferring to Chris Paul, that means something. And when you look at this USA team, they lack a leader, and then they lack defensive intensity. There is no defensive intensity. It's teams, Australia and Nigeria, are doing whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want to do it. And I think this team needed a Russell Westbrook, a Kyle Lowry, and I know Chris Paul is playing, or Mike Conley. They don't have a true PG. Dame Lillard, and like you said, we love Dame. Dame is that dude, but he's not a table setter. He's more of an ISO. He's going to get his bucket. When you look at that roster, even when Drew Holiday and Devin Booker and Chris Middleton show up, they're still without a true point guard. And I believe this could be the year where we look like 04.
Okay. I get it.
I'm not overreacting. I want to say, I'm just saying this.
No. I hear you. I hear you. It's 2 games. It's something to think about. Where you got Pop getting upset, going at the reporters and things like that. It's something to talk about, right? You would think that once you got Kevin Durant on your team, you're good to go. But I'm gonna say this. Look, man, people. No. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this path for this. Okay. I'm going to say right now they're trying to gel together. A lot of these people just got out of the playoffs. Probably haven't been practiced like that. Probably haven't been playing like that. So it takes a minute to gel. It takes some time to gel. You got to think about it. In July, you pretty much the season's over with in July. You know what I mean? July, and then half those teams that's not in the finals, they're practicing in June and July. You got 2 months for August. Some of these teams just got done out of a playoff game. Some people got done earlier. Some people didn't make it to the playoffs. And what you're seeing is a lack of team chemistry right now. They have the talent. I would agree they don't have a table setter or a point guard, and they don't have no interior presence. It's one of those things where they sacrifice interior to a degree to get more, versatility, to be able to spread the floor, to be able to have more versatile, have more scores, have more lethal opportunities to get buckets. And it could come together. I'm not going to go out there and be tripping because they're playing against teams that have size. They're playing against some teams that's playing some solid defense, and they're playing against some teams that's well balanced. Right now, they're not balanced. I'm pretty sure those Nigerian teams probably was playing somewhat throughout with each other. They know their core five to a degree. You have people still trying out for the team, but you know the core five, and you could tell when those five are on the floor, they play with a little bit more pace. They play with a little bit more team chemistry. And then Australia, half of those people, they probably, the core five, and they're unselfish players in general. A lot of times, those players that play in, other countries, they're more team basketball, team oriented. They don't have a lot of superstars. They have a lot of team basketball. They're almost like the Phoenix Suns, damn near. They're a great orchestrated team. You may have one superstar on there, some all-stars, but everybody's buying into their role. Everybody's playing their position the way you need them to, and they're coming together. And right now, the USA team is a lot of individual basketball, a lot of trying to figure out each other, trying to figure out that cohesiveness, trying to fine-tune that team chemistry. They're going to be fine. They're going to have some issues, though. They don't have no defensive interior presence. And these dudes that play in these different countries, they got some big boys. So they're going to be attacking the inside. I know they got Bam Bam, but I'm going to be honest, Bam Bam is an undersized big man. He is. He's an undersized big man. And so what you hope to gain is some spreading the floor flexibility, get those big mans on the run, get them in the pick and roll, get them moving their feet, and they'll be able to do that. Just right now, they're filling each other out. They're getting team chemistry. I'm not going to go out there and panic. I'm not going to go out there and trip. I know people is going in an uproar because we act like we the USA. We shouldn't lose, which we shouldn't because we have the players. But at the end of the day, bro, let's be real, man. Some of these dudes just coming together just now, and so they got to gel. They got to mesh.
Hey, listen, and we also have to be understanding that the world is catching up.
Right.
This is not the world back when the Dream Team won, back in 96 and even back in 2000.
Right.
The world started catching up back in 2004, and you see in 2008, USA was like, you know what? We need to go get them guys. So then you get the LeBrons, the Kobes, the D-Wade. Right. You have to go get the special people. You feel like the Avengers. We have to go like, hey, look, Thanos out there tripping.
Right. Right. Real talk.
You feel me? So like I said, man, it's not that I'm panicking, but what I'm just saying where they're flawed at is not having a table setter, which I feel like could come back to haunt them in that, like you said, with that team part, because a real true PG allows for the team to be set. You feel me? Allows, because, Russell Westbrook on this team, he can just create, pass, and score because he really likes doing that. Right. And he's going to give you defensive intensity. I can see why Kyle Lowry not playing because he in a contract year and all that kind of stuff. And then Conley had the hamstring and, so it's reasons why these players aren't playing. Right. But when I'm looking at the team, finding a true point guard that can dish, like even me, a young Ja Morant or a Trae Young, dudes who can score, but they enjoy passing the basketball, especially with a team like this, because they was passing it to the teammates they had, and they not even as talented as this. Right. So they got to get better on defense, but that, like you said, that comes with time and gelling. Yeah. And they have to realize that we don't have to be selfish.
Right.
You feel me?
We don't have to play one-on-one. And you got Draymond. Draymond is a point guard. He's a facilitator. Yeah. He can orchestrate the offense. You don't necessarily need a quote-unquote point guard. You just need a floor general. And you have that with Draymond, and I think he's going to be just fine. And I think they're going to be just fine. They're going to get out and go. You got talent on that roster. You got a lot of great skilled players. And I'm not worried about the U.S. I think they're going to do just fine. And like I said, they say Kevin Durant is that guy. Then we're going to see right now with Kevin Durant on that team, we should be good to go with all the other combining pieces and the supporting pieces on that team. So they should be fine. They're just getting in the groove. I'm not going to overreact. But we got to talk about Stephen A. wilding out again, bro. Look, I'm going to say this, and we talked about this. If it's somebody that's of a different ethnicity and they make a comment about a name and it's like, whatever the damn name is, like they kind of like nonchalant your name, it'll be a big deal. It'll be a big deal. Like, let that be Skip Bayless. Let that be somebody else.
Colin Cowherd.
Let it be anybody, a female, anybody. Let it be Rachel Nichols do something like that. Then the whole black community be in an uproar. But when it's us, it's okay.
It's jokes.
It's jokes. It's laughs. It's ha, ha, ha. It's all these things in the above. And this is my thing that we got to be transparent, because if we do it, then we make it acceptable for other people to do it, right? And that's the thing we got to understand. So Stephen A., he was pronouncing the brother name from Nigeria and he just didn't get it right. And he said, I don't care, whatever the damn name is, and kept moving forward. Like, bro, this is our sort of our heritage. I know we didn't grow up in Africa. I know we probably don't know what tribe we from, but at the end of the day, these are our people too. You don't want to knock them and be like, yo, whatever their damn name is. Their name is important. Just like if somebody said that about your name, Stephen, whatever the damn name is, whatever, you're going to feel some type of way. You're going to be like, man, my name is Stephen A. Smith. Get it goddamn right. You know what I'm saying? Or don't say it at all. And we pride ourselves on trying to get names right. And I try to do my best, because I am a name butcherer. But how do you feel about Stephen A. Wilder?
Hey, man, we spoke about it. I don't like it. Just because, like I said, man, when you mess up a name, because I'm a teacher, so I've been in situations, you look at the roll call, you like, woo. But, and you mess it up and you apologize. Like, you know what? I just don't really know. You let them correct you. You know me, I'm the type of teacher, we joke about it. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to say it, how you want me to say it. Can we shorten it? But if they want to say it this way, then I'm going to do my best to say it that way. Right. And so in that particular situation, if you can't get the name right, it's easy to be like, I can't pronounce the name. I can't pronounce this young brother name, but the young brother from Nigeria, whoop-de-whoop, was balling. Right there, you tried to say the name, you didn't get it right, but you just saying the young brother from Nigeria, I can't necessarily get the name right now, but I'm going to work on that. And it just clears the base to where it don't seem like you don't care. It's a professional setting. And in a professional setting, you talking on these professional airwaves, you got to be like that, because when people come for him, he getting his feelings and he boastful and he all over the place in a professional setting. So it has to be, your energy has to be pure. You have to keep that same energy, because as a man, the thing that we stand on is our name. Right. Like, that's just man code 101. Right. Don't disrespect my name, because that's what I stand on. And then when you can't disrespect it or just brush it to the side, because again, Nigeria is kind of like the motherland and in Africa, and that's where our heritage. So we need to be, if we're going to be conscious of something, that's a place, and those are names, and those are people that we need to be very conscious of, because of what we're linked to when it comes to that.
Right. Big facts. But Stephen A. got to get it together. He was also in some stuff this morning with the whole Antani thing, and we ain't even gonna dive into that. But
what? I didn't even know about all that.
This is Stephen A. in the news. Okay, he wilding now. But let's get into game 3, man. Giannis, the freak, come out at night. He came out in Milwaukee.
I like that.
He came out in Milwaukee and balled out. He did his thing in game 2 in a losing fashion, but in game 3, he did it again. 41 buckets and another double-double. And he just, I love this Giannis. He didn't settle. He probably took a couple 3-pointers, but for the most part, everything was inside touches. He is trying to dominate. And what he's doing is, if Aiden or Akins is Aiden. If Aiden is in the game, if Ayton, I was like I said, try to get it right. If DeAndre Ayton is in the game, what they do is they let him have the ball in his hands and put him in pressures to get him to move his feet laterally, and he's struggling. And Ayton got in foul trouble. And then you get in, my man Devin Booker. he got booked up. Let's just say Devin Booker got booked up because he couldn't hit a shot, even if they gave him a wide open ocean to shoot it in. The man was shooting bricks left and right that he even got benched for the whole fourth quarter. The whole fourth quarter. Didn't even play a minute in the fourth quarter. It was like, you ain't got it today. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but Giannis, give shout out to Giannis, and the team supported him, and they ended up beating the Phoenix Suns by 20. But like I said, I think this is going to be one of those series where the home team do their thing, and they play well at home. How do you feel about game 3?
I feel like Giannis watched our show from last year, and he finally listened to us. That's how I feel. I feel like he stayed within his game, because I feel like we've never said that he shouldn't shoot threes.
No.
We just said you don't need to be out there taking 7. If you shoot like you did, it's 4 quarters. Say you average a 3 a quarter. That's not bad. I mean, you just, because at some point they have to respect that you're willing to do it. But don't fall in love with it because you like, well, if you ain't gonna come out here. Nah, man, I've seen Giannis catch it at the 3-point line, think about it, and say, nah, I'm going to face up. And he's walked Ayton down to where he can get a little midi off. And we've even said, bro, you work on that midi and you can walk him down, who going to guard him?
Yeah.
How can you guard him? You can't. It becomes kind of like with the KD thing, because KD can really shoot from 3. Right. So when you press up, he's quick enough to go by you. If you bag up, then he can walk you down, and then he can – So if Giannis continues to add to this bag, I've seen him hit the little dirt floater in this series. And if he continues to develop like this.
Oh, man, he's going to be a problem.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be bad for the league. Giannis, we're going to have to slow down on the Luka as the face and go back to appreciating Giannis.
Yeah.
But he has to stay consistent in where he's going. Other stuff, Chris Middleton played better. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily he had like a crazy shooting game, but you can see that they let him become the playmaker. So where he was doing a little bit more. The person that stepped up was Drew Holiday. Mm-hmm. Drew Holiday had a good third quarter, got him going, and that helped out. And like I said, man, I pointed out Devin Booker shooting struggles beforehand. And to me, his shooting struggles started in the Clippers series with Pat Bev. And yeah, he had a good game too, but that first half, he was garbage. Mm-hmm. And he got hot in the second half. And so when we looking at points, I'm looking at points like, yeah, but we got to look at these percentages. How many shots did it take you to get these many points? If you got 27 points on 23 shots, that's not good to me, bro.
Yeah.
Just being honest. And so, I felt like the fourth quarter thing was a Monty Williams letting him watch and see for him to be better in game 4 coming up. He can see better how to pick his spot. Because remember, he's still a young guy.
Right.
And you know how young players are. I think Monty Williams, being a veteran coach, let him sit, watch the game, because in the middle, when you really know you're not going back in and you really that guy, you're gonna pay attention. Mm-hmm. Now you're looking at fine details. Now you're looking at different spots. So you like, okay, maybe I can get a shot here, or maybe they'll do this. So I wouldn't put too much stock in him sitting in the fourth. It was also down 20 heading into the fourth. So it wasn't like it was a 5-point game and he sat him. So, like I said, I got the Suns in 6. Mm. So I expected Milwaukee to win game 3. I'm kind of leaning expecting them to win 4. Phoenix take care of it, win 5, and then Phoenix finish off in 6.
Well, let's see what Hottakejay comes in and feels about the Monty Williams benching Devin Booker, because I think that's bigger than what we think.
You think it's bigger?
Hey, I'm just calling it spade. Hottakejay. Oh, look at the man with the white shirt. What is that?
Light skin Fury. Look at him.
Look at this man. Talk hats. Oh,
COVID games 2020, man.
Hey, I like the talk hat. Okay.
That's fly.
Okay, I like that.
Doing some things over here, bro. Level up, man.
I feel it. I like that. So, hey, man, we was talking about game 3. We're going to get into the Olympics and stuff in just a few, but how do you feel about Monty Williams benching Devin Booker in the fourth quarter? Do you think that's a big deal?
Not really. I think that he kind of punted on the game and was just like, you know what, it's a lost cause. I think it's more, just hoopla than it is actual story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I basically said the same thing that, Monty Williams is a vet guy, and he's all about teachable moments. And I think sitting Devin Booker was more or less to allow him to watch the game without being in the game and getting that perspective. So to better help him in the games going forward, picking his spots, understanding different areas, seeing how Milwaukee's playing defense and different things. Bake has a different kind of take on it.
I'm going to tell you what I think.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to tell you this. Since you got on a Talk That Talk hat, I'm inspired right now to be on that Talk pedestal. Right? Mighty Williams might have made a big mistake by sitting your second score. I get it. You want to say, hey, this game is pretty much over, but pretty much you tucked your tail in and threw the white flag. You didn't even give your Warriors an opportunity to see if they can get it back to single digits or even into competing. And then you got one of your best shooters. I know you had a bad night, but you said, look, you ain't got it. This is the NBA Finals. This is the NBA Finals.
You didn't have it.
No, I'd be damned if Phil Jackson sit Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. I'd be damned if he sit Michael Jordan if he ain't got it. I'd be damned if they sit in LeBron James if you shooting horrible from the field, even though you down by 20. At least you give them 5 minutes to see if they can make a run and then take them out. Don't have your man sitting at 12 minutes saying what it is to. Is now you disrespecting the Milwaukee Bucks. You're disrespecting the Milwaukee Bucks saying, we ain't tripping. We can sit Devin Booker, meaning that game 4, we'll get it back game 4. We'll be good to go. Look, we know Giannis getting off. We ain't worried about Giannis right now. We're good. We so good, I can sit my second best player or third best player or second best scorer, I should say, on the bench for the whole fourth quarter because he's having a bad game. That's how good
don't overstate Monty Williams' role in this, man. Like, for me, if Booker, future Hall of Famer, face of the franchise, I need to preserve my job security is associated with your success. And, players are indirectly calling the shots these days. I'm like, no, dude. If Booker checks himself in the game, if Booker got a problem with it, Booker needs to go over to the line and just check himself in. Hey, coach, this is how it's going down. I don't want to marginalize what Monty Williams' role is on it, but if he suggested, hey man, observe, watch what's happening, see if you can see something from this angle, you don't got it, your nose is hurt, whatever the case may be, I'm not gonna absolve Booker from that accountability when it comes to overstating what the coach's authority at getting. Nah, man, if Book wanted to be in the game, he'd have been in the game. So attack Book, don't attack Monty Williams.
Hold up.
Get him, Jay.
Hold on.
Get him, Jay.
I think Book, I truly believe Book want to be in the game, but you know how bad it looks if you coming at your coach to say, like, bro, let me in the game. So he did what a player would do. He sat down so he cannot have this friction because, again, if you see Booker,
does he care about friction or not?
I'm just telling you,
he might not get to the finals for the next 10 years.
I understand.
This might be God's blessing. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. I get all that. But what I'm telling you is that can cause some team chemistry, some team friction. That could be a headline. Monty and Book clash his head in game 3. And they don't probably want that. They probably just want to, hey, call a spade a spade. It wasn't my day.
That was there with CP3 and Monty Williams 10 years ago. But Book, dude, like you get every person, and most people, most grown-ass men is between 25 and 30. But you get to that point where you're saying, no, I'm taking the reins. I'm controlling my life, my future, my job situation, whatever the case may be. And Booker's at that age where I'm not absolving him of accountability at all. Like, if he wanted to be in the game, he would have been in the game.
Wow.
It's as simple as, coach, let me get some run. Now, and to me, as the player, if I go to my coach and I'm asking to get in the game and you tell me no, you're creating the friction.
Or you got to give him a good reason and you sell your player on it, right? He's a player's coach. You say, no, this is the angle, bro. Like, I want you to trust that whether it's your health, your nose, or I want you to look through the game through these eyes right here, just from the bench and just see what's happening right now. Whatever the case it may be, it's Monty Williams' job to sell him on that, not bully him towards it. Because in the end, if they get in a piston contest, who's losing? Monty, see ya. You up out of here.
Yeah, so
the book says so.
And listen, we don't know if there was a conversation, to Jay's point. We don't know if there was a conversation, to Bake's point. We just guys watching the hoop game and sitting there like, Book ain't got back in. Because I look at it two ways. A, the starters was out there, right?
Yes.
CP, Crowder, Aiden, and Bridges, and they had campaign running with that group. And so they made a little push. Bucks called timeout. They pushed the lead back to never, ever again. So it's like, if you're gonna play all the starters and not Book, was it supposed to be like Book was getting his normal rest, and then
it just got out of hand?
No,
it happened fast, man.
Wait, come on, let's cut the cap. Let's cut the crap. Okay? Let's cut the crap. All right. You got your second best scorer on the bench. On the bench. You least the fourth quarter is a time where you can try to get that last final 3 to 4 minute push to say, all right, we're gonna tuck our tails, or we're gonna try. We got a chance to come back here. You told that man he's not getting in. You let him sit there. And I guarantee you, let somebody do that to LeBron James.
Well, it wouldn't happen. We know that.
Let somebody do that to Michael Jordan. I don't give a damn. You down 40. Mike is probably going to be out there to damn near 2 minutes left to see if he got a chance to win the game or even compete.
See, no, you get that. You get the picture of hindsight. You get the luxury of hindsight 2020, right? You talking about year 18 LeBron. You talking about Michael Jordan, greatest player ever legacy. Talk to it when you 5 years in.
Bro,
you in that maturity stage. That's why I'm putting it on Book, because what would Michael Jordan and LeBron have done?
They would have got their ass in their
said, Coach, I'm going in.
Exactly. So why is Monty Williams the one?
So then it goes to my point that we always been talking about. Booker is not the main course. He's not the main patty.
Oh, he's not the patty.
He's not the main patty. He's not the main. He's a French fries in the drink, maybe.
Okay. Are you
get a little napkin, a condiment?
Bakes, are you saying, given the reverse role, Chris Paul ain't sitting down?
Exactly.
Oh.
You see who was on the whole game. You see who the main patty is. You know who the French fries in the drink and the extra dessert. Now let's go back to that point. You talked to me and said it's Booker's team. If it's Booker's team, tell me how Booker is.
Let's break it down real quick. Let's break it down real quick, right? So you go to the normal. The fourth quarter happens. You get into the normal minute patterns, and I put Book in at 5 minutes or whenever it goes to. And over the course of 5 real minutes and 3 game time minutes, it's like, hey, Book, man, I was going to put you in. At this point, I'm like, because I don't know about y'all. Like, if I got a 86% in the class and I'm taking the final and I know I don't have a realistic shot at an A, man, I'm going to see how low of a C can I get so I can get this B minus, right? And I'm like, I can just cruise control on this last test right
I
here.
Hear that.
And if I'm Monty Williams, I say all that because if I'm Monty Williams and I just know the game flow, it ain't going right. I'm saving my dude. I'm always the guy to pull the guy injury, so all that, man.
Here's my thing. If you're going to save your dude, Booker was out. Booker was out in the third quarter, in the last 5 minutes of the third quarter, and then he never got back in the game.
How long was that, though? There was about 2 minutes game time.
No. It
was about 2 minutes game time.
3 to 4 minutes of the third quarter. He wasn't out. He was out for 3 to 4 minutes, and then he didn't come back in at all. So if you're going in that approach you're talking about, then why the hell are your starters out there? Yeah. Why is Chris Paul out there?
Especially Chris Paul.
He was the only one. The rest of them.
Like, you can put one out there, but why are the damn near full starters out there except for Devin Booker?
So what happens but break it down. If Monty made that decision, right, and then he sells Book that over there on the bench, and it happens real fast over the course of 3 minutes, and then you try to send a sub in for CP3, and he like, hell no. No, we still got action on this one. Right? It happens so fast. You look up And we're really only talking about 3 minutes game time where it's like, what the hell? With 10 minutes left to the game, down to 5 minutes, right? That's the period where it's like, why is Chris Paul in, but not Devin Booker?
Yeah, because Jay, when I looked at it, coming into the fourth quarter, the Suns made a quick little run. I think they got it to like 12, maybe 11 or something like that. They kind of made a quick little run. So I'm thinking, because you also know, as a coach, the group that kind of got the run, you're going to kind of ride that hot hand, right? Because that's kind of what happens. And then when the Bucks called time when they came back out, the Bucks pushed the lead back. Now it's like, even if I thought about putting you in, Book, I'm really not putting you back in because we didn't bloom back to 24. But it was like 7 minutes left when they did that. That's when, to Bake's point, now I'm going to just take everybody out. And for these last 6 minutes, you feel me, Etwan Moore and
they played
Carter and
But couldn't CP3 be on his stubborn stuff right there and just be like, yeah, no, I'm not going out. He's a
patch. Let's just call a spade. But how do you feel about Giannis? How do you feel about his performance? How do you feel like how he's dominating the game right now? Is this the Giannis you love to see?
It is, but let me just sidestep and say that I ain't forgot what he did against Brooklyn, and he punked out. And he had no gas, and he didn't want it with KD. And I'm his biggest fan going into this postseason. Wow. And all he's doing is beating up on little brother. We asked, how good is Aiden? Can Aiden be enough resistance for him? And he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. I think they're going to get their first championship, and I'm happy for him. But I can't unsee what I saw against Brooklyn. So I'm not.
So, Jay, I just want to, because I remember having this conversation. So, Jay, are you insinuating that Aiden is getting treated how AD probably would have treated Aiden if AD doesn't get hurt?
Exactly. That's why I put it on the Lakers before. And when AD didn't come with it and he's frail and he don't got that killer, like, then I'm not.
Because, Jay, your point for the Lakers was AD is going to get Aiden in foul trouble, which what happened last time. He got in foul trouble. And then they would dominate because of the size. So you basically saying Giannis is not doing nothing he's supposed to do. So you were impressed.
He's only doing what he's supposed to do, right? And I'm not overly impressed in that Sarge injury really hurt them. And when I said this series is going to come down to how good is DeAndre Ayton. And if he can get played off the floor, then that all of a sudden is the rest of that roster is barbecue chicken, man. And let me ask y'all, because that game was like oh snap, man. I mean, he might go for 40 and 15 the rest of the series. What the hell are we gonna do about it? So tell me about your Suns in 6 right now. That's what I want to hear about.
Yeah. Oh, I still got Suns in 6. Okay. Here's my job. I'm not moving. Come on, man. I ain't moved. Okay. Since we've been here.
I'm actually more curious what my homie Bake got to say.
Yeah, I feel like this is what you need to do. I feel you move Aiden back to Brook Lopez, and you let Crowder deal with Giannis. Because at this point, timeout. Because look, here's the thing, though, Jay. At this point, if Giannis is going to get 40 and 15, he's going to get 40 and 15.
True.
But you might as well not let Aiden be the one in foul trouble, taken away from some of your strips. So let Giannis go be Giannis.
The problem is, though, Giannis has the size and the endurance to go for 60 and 22.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me go ahead.
60 and 22.
Hold on.
He do. If you put Crowder on Mikal Bridges on him the whole game, that's what you're looking at.
I'm about to tell you what's about to happen tonight and how the Bucks.
Please enlighten me. Please.
I'm gonna tell you what they're going to do is they're going to wall up the paint and they're going to put the pressure on everybody else in the Bucks because they're
shooting practice.
Yes, they're going to put all the pressure on the Holidays, the Middletons, the Connaughtons, the Lopez.
Wide open gym shooting buckets.
We know they're not consistent like that. True. You make them make those high percentage contested shots. It's not like you're just wide open. What you're doing is you're all converting. It's the LeBron strategy that the Dallas Mavericks did, made them jump shooters, and they struggled. If your jump shot not on, you struggle. So don't let Giannis in the paint. When he gets that ball, you wall up, make him forced to kick it out, or force him to give it up, where you automatically doubling him, putting the pressure on Middleton to score and putting the pressure on Holiday to score. That's all you got to do, and I think that's what they're going to do in Game 4, and the game is not going to be close. I'm going to call a spade a spade. The Suns win game tonight.
All right, so look, babe. Well, technically, it goes against your theory of home teams win all the games. So
I know that, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
I feel like Jay, you got him riled up. He didn't like that, Jay. He didn't like.
No, he didn't. I know.
I'm just telling you. I already told Jay who the patty is. I just wanted to let him know who the patty was. He finally know who the patty is.
So listen, babe, you make a great point, right? Wall up Giannis, blase, blah. You know, because that's been the normal strategy. But
they haven't did that though.
But this Giannis doing things a little different. Mm-hmm. Giannis ain't just catching the ball at the top of the key and trying to go. What I'm seeing Giannis is doing, he's floating, he's moving, he's becoming the screener for the pick and roll. And when he screens and rolls, it puts all kinds of different kind of pressures on your defense. Right. So that's why I'm in the business of I'm gonna concede to Giannis. Hey, Giannis, go there and get 45. Go there and get 50. The rest of you bums ain't scoring.
But see, if you let him get 50, he gonna get more than 50. He'll go for 80 and 90 if it's that. He can go for however long. I'm not
enough for me to worry about that.
But you're not understanding. This Giannis that's playing has been a freak of nature in the paint. He's not even relying on jump shot. Everything is post, pick and roll, and downhill on the goal.
Is this surprising to you, Bake?
No, it's surprising that he's being consistent with it, because Giannis do this in spurts. But the way he's been playing out of the post, shooting a little mid-range fadeaway, like adding different layers of jump hooks. Bro, I ain't seen Giannis do no jump hooks like that. It was mostly come down, hit you with a Euro, layup, charge.
But I remember in the group chat, I said, you know what? Maybe if he just has a little bit of athleticism shaved off and he don't want to hit that Euro, maybe it limits him to doing the bread and butter all the time. That. Maybe this is a good thing. Right?
You said that on the show.
I did.
You said that on the show. You said his injury could help him become a better basketball player.
I don't think he's injured like that, bro. That man is jumping.
But he's not. But I ain't seen a Euro since.
I've seen a Euro. That's how Aiden's been getting in foul trouble, because he can't cover the Euro.
Oh, look.
Aiden can't cover the Euro. Bro, the move is so easy to kind of stop, but Aiden is too slow laterally. He always get a blocking foul. It's the same, bro. It's like you know what's coming, bro.
Here's what I will say. You talking about Wall, it's give and take, bro. It's give and take. So if you just go 3.5 deep on Giannis trying to protect the paint, you talking about giving Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Bryn Forbes, shooting practice buckets.
Yes.
Like, do you know what these dudes shoot out of 100 NBA three-pointers wide open in the gym with nobody there?
That's why I said, listen.
Stop it.
Think about the last time we seen a guy really dominate the inside.
Milwaukee too?
Listen, the last guy we seen a guy really dominate the inside was Shaq, right?
Yep.
With Shaq in that stretch when he was winning finals.
This kind of pure dominance, right? Just physical, just bully mode. But
again, Shaq highest total was like the 40s. Because why? Because you get into 60s and 50s and 70s as a perimeter player, because it's just he can shoot threes and all. Giannis not gonna do it. So what I'm saying is, concede 45 and 15.
But here's the thing, though. When Shaq was balling, it made it easier for everybody else. So if you let Shaq, yes, it does. If you let Shaq,
Giannis doesn't have a Kobe. Cut it out. None of them.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. That you wall up the paint and make Giannis defer to his teammates. Rely on his teammates. Make Giannis a jump shooter. Do not let him
see you talking about just like giving Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton and even Brook Lopez and then some Bryn Forbes. They are not the ones completely. You talking about just some Ben Simmons treatment. Let's just DEFCON 1. All forces just stop Giannis at the rim. Like, no, that gives up something. You trading something.
But you're
trading wide open trades to Drew and
you're allowing them to rely on jump shooting. because if you shoot the ball, you're not going to make every damn shot you take. And if you look at the shot percentages that they did, Drew Holiday had a game, but you know Drew Holiday, he's going to give you one, and then he ain't going to show up for at least one or two. You know Middleton. Middleton ain't been consistent throughout this series.
Yeah, but hey, he's due for one, though. He's due for one.
But you got to understand, now he's doing more of the playmaking. That takes a lot of his set shooting and shooting ability away, because now he's doing a lot of the front loading. And then, come on, bro. Lopez, I love Lopez to shoot. I love Connaughton to shoot. I love Ford to shoot, because they're not in the rhythm like that, bro.
Wide open buckets?
Listen,
okay.
Wide open buckets?
If the Suns go with Banks' defensive call, this will be over in 6. Milwaukee. I'm just, bro.
Guarantee it. I guarantee they do it. I guarantee it they do it tonight.
Hey, they're going to try it. I guarantee they're going to try it. But they're going to come up out of it. They're going to come up out of it so fast when Brent Forbes has 7 3-pointers and you're like, who is this light skin?
Are we being realistic?
Who's this light skin? Bro, he's a sharpshooter. You want to leave him out there? Go ahead.
Bake. All I'm saying is your defensive coverage worked for the 2018 Bucks, for the 2019 Bucks.
It's going to work for these Bucks too.
The Lakers.
I feel like, and the Lakers too, especially them. But I feel like because Giannis is not getting the ball, dribble through everybody to get a bucket, he's actually moving and floating. It makes it hard. He's going to be able to create, because the wall-off defense means he's going to drive, kick, and then they can close out. So it's contested but kind of uncontested. The way he's playing, he's in the paint. So that means he's going to really draw 2 people to where the ball going to swing, and that jump shot is butt naked.
But
and in Milwaukee, I don't want to sit there and be giving up butt naked jump shots.
How you look? At the end of the day, they've been shooting butt naked jump shots.
That's not true.
Yes, they have.
No. That's not true.
Yes, they have.
You gonna see what it is, though.
They've been shooting non-contested threes a lot, and they just ain't been dropping. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. It's a spade a spade. I'm watching the same finals, bro. When you look at the shots that PJ Tucker getting, he's not getting contested. Connaughton, he's not getting contested. Drew Holiday is coming and just jacking that thing. The only person that's really getting contested when they shoot is Middleton. That's the only one that's getting a lot of contested shots.
At least they got that right.
Because Mikal Bridges got that man in a phone booth right now.
But anyway,
we got to be 100 with it.
No,
does he have him in a phone booth or does he not?
We do, but we're gonna be 100. Like I said. We're going to see tonight.
Before we move on,
is it tonight or is it Wednesday?
It's tonight. I got the Suns winning tonight. I got them winning.
Wednesday. Man, they play Wednesday. All right. So,
they play tonight.
They play Wednesday.
Check them facts, man.
Man, they play Wednesday.
I thought so too.
They got 2 days off?
Yeah, because listen, the MLB All-Star game is tonight, so the NBA didn't want to overshadow the MLB All-Star game.
Oh, so they gave him 2 days off.
It's a buzzkill.
That's whack.
Yeah, so I think it's Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
I think it's Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday is how they're going to do this.
That's whack as hell. Anyway. Look.
But hold on. So you said before we got to the finals, each
I did say that. I said that.
So but are you changing who's going to win in 7 or you go?
I still think no, I'm going to go.
We got an amendment.
I got an amendment.
Okay.
I got an amendment. I got the Suns in 5.
Ooh!
Oh, my MG.
Yes. I got the Suns.
We got to find something to replace the dew because I want some dew on that app. Give me something. Give me something.
I got the Suns in 5. They're going to win in 4. In Milwaukee.
We're going to have to get a whiteboard up. I'm going to put a whiteboard right up here.
It's over in Phoenix on Friday. Get them out of here. Wednesday, Friday, celebrating in AZ. Look, Chris Paul is not going to let this game get out of hand. He's going to come out. He's going to dominate, and D-Book going to follow suit. I know I said that the home team will win because that's what it's looking like. Both role players play better at home. I give you that. But I'm saying Chris Paul is about to take his game to the next level. He's going to put on a Game 6 performance like he did in L.A., and he's going to make sure that they go home and get the dub in 5.
We're going to see.
This is gonna be hot.
Don't go to Vegas with your boy.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, let's talk about these Olympics, man. How do you feel about the Olympic squad? Is it time to panic about our Olympic team, Jay, or don't get too caught up in the hype?
It depends on what your expectations is. If your expectations is a gold medal, then
that's the only expectation, Jay.
Okay, yeah. If that's the only expectation, then no, it's not time to panic. If your expectation is clean sweep, you know, because these is exhibitions, but when the lights come on, are they just gonna mob through everybody? Like, get those expectations out of here. Like the heavy favorites, get those out of here. What is different for me is that these teams, you're going up against teams that have a lot of pride. Basketball is a global game.
Yeah.
And we need to rely on the chemistry piece of it, that roster composition with the pieces that fit. Like you can't just go for all-stars. And you guys know the game. You don't just, when you get a decent level of competition out there, you can't just put all-stars out there. Your turn, my turn, what's going on? Why in the hell is Kevin Love on the team? Like, I don't get that, right? We need more rebounding and more length. You know,
want Dwight Howard back to be
like it's not rocket science, but it's like, and you getting everybody else's. This is their Super Bowl, bro. This is their like, let's knock these dudes off, right? And so when you got YouTube out there, you got this game is global, man. So it's
wait, so Kevin Love's not out there? I thought he's on the roster.
No,
Kevin Love, he is.
Jeremy Grant,
why is he? Like, we deprived of people who do some things that can really get the job done.
So Kevin Love not a walking double-double no more?
At what expense, right? And we're just going to gloss over the defensive side of the ball. What has Kevin Love done in the last half decade to warrant a spot on the team? Like, I don't get that. You get grandfathered into positions these days? Like, nah, man. I'd rather have, I didn't even think about viable replacements, but yeah, no, this.
Hey, Jay, I'm going to bring this point to you because I had talked about it earlier. I said they lack a point guard. They don't have no table setter. When you got the Dames, you know, we all big fan of Dame, even D-Book, a Drew Holiday that's going to show up. They don't have a true table setting floor general point guard, a Trae Young. Like, they don't have that guy. And I'm trying to figure out, when you're constructing this roster and you've looked at the 08 team, the 2012 team, and even the 2016 team, you had a Kyle Lowry with the 2016 team that's going to slow this down and galvanize. You had Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, Darren Williams on the 08 2012 team. So my thing was, when I started looking at the roster, I said very talented. But now when you're looking at these games, we're missing a table setter. What are your thoughts on that point there?
It is. It's not just skill sets on paper, right? It's having a game plan and who's going to be the leader, because this is the leader of leaders. These are all the leaders of their respective teams. So I don't see half-ass effort. You don't think that they lose to Nigeria and then turn around and say, we got to mop these bums up, whoever's next in front of us, no matter what. Like, I know it's not half-ass effort. So then you go to, okay, well, what are the differences here? They're half-ass commitments on the roster till the last minute. You throw some all-stars together, and then you're going out there playing your turn, my turn. And you question who's really doing the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? And where, like I said, it's just not a cohesive team. And that's what
I would agree right now. They're not cohesive. They haven't bought in. They're still in that me, that I'll do me, you do you.
The worst part is they don't even say it, right? Because all the dudes like each other, right? They all like each other. They all ride with each other. So they don't say it. They ain't having the honest conversations.
It's not about saying it. It's like, yo, you get your touches, I get my touches, we figure it out. They haven't bought in yet, guys. Let's be 1,000%. They probably just start playing together for about a week or two, okay? Yeah. You don't just turn it on and know how to gel together because y'all NBA players. And let's be honest, these teams that's playing for these countries, they probably play a lot. Like, especially
exactly.
That didn't.
They do.
They didn't make.
They run in sets. They got pride, bro. There's that patriotism that they got.
They are ahead of the game. Okay, we have the talent, but again, a team can beat talent any given day. It's just the way it goes. I will say this. The Olympic team is going to be just fine. They have what they need. They're going to lose some things. There's no interior. But if you look at the way the game is going, we're losing that sense of having a dominant big man like that. I mean, there's spurts where you see oh, man, I see why we got a big man. And then there's spurts where you're like, ooh, that's not good. He's getting torched. He's getting cooked. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take.
I would even like a Brook Lopez on this team.
No,
because you feel me? He's not all. I mean, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Where's Karl Anthony Towns?
I don't know how you not have Cat
over Kevin Love. He's like right behind Joel Embiid on offense. Like,
and to my knowledge, he wasn't hurt to end the season, right? Or am I missing something?
I don't know.
I don't know how the selection go. I don't know if they have to do tryouts. I don't know how it works. I don't know how they select players.
Well, listen, here's something that somebody pointed out to me though, and I'll bring it to y'all. Y'all can roll with it. In 2004, right, team chemistry was an issue. Too many superstars, not enough regular guys. And Larry Brown was the coach. Guess who was the assistant?
Popovich. Yeah.
Popovich.
Yeah, he was. I saw that team picture too. Yeah.
You feel me? Now we have, and again, it kind of looks like this roster, not as far as exactly, but as far as just a collection of just talent and trying to figure it out. Bake, you've made a great point. That team chemistry is an element because that's what that 2008 team and that 2012 team had was that buy-in to team chemistry. But it became a buy-in because you got LeBron and you got Kobe like, look, this is what's going to happen. Don't give a damn about what else is going on. This is what we're going to do. Draymond can do it, but does Draymond really carry that cachet to be a leader? They are missing real leadership that they've had. You feel me?
I think Draymond, I would go on a limb and say Draymond is a leader. You got to think about it. I'm going to say this. And I know they cool now. You got to think about last time Kevin Durant and Draymond played together, there was some friction going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think what they have to do, and they haven't got there yet, it's not going to happen overnight. That's why I'm not overreacting. Now when you see it in the real deal and they don't even make final games, then you can start playing that into a fact. But what I'm going to say is this, is they haven't bought in to trust each other yet. When you see them playing, it's like your turn, my turn. It's all isolation basketball. It's all let's get our reps in and let's get in the rhythm. And then that's when coaching comes into play where it's like, all right, guys, let's buy in. We got to buy in. We got our butts whipped. This is a teaching moment where we can come from this because if you think about it, they lost 2 games out of the 56. I don't know if those 2 games came in the 2004 year. I don't know when those 2 games.
Those exhibition games losses, I believe, came before they start having pros.
Okay, so before they start having pros. So even with the 2004 team that lost, they won all their exhibition games and they didn't get it done. So I'm not going to get all caught up in the expedition games. What I'm going to say is this, is that it takes time for people to buy in. You got a lot of individualized players who are superstars or all-stars on their prolific team, and you're trying to get them together to form an all-star United States team. It's going to take time. Some of them players just got out of the playoffs, bro. Yes, I know we don't have that much time.
Hey, listen, they start next week.
I hear you. I hear all that. But this is where you get the kinks out, and then you have that coaching moment to say, look, guys, you see what happens when we play individual basketball. We get embarrassed. And the only way we're going to bring the goal home from our country is if we buy in as a unit and we all selfless and we play together as one. If we don't want to do that, then, hey, we not winning gold. We not bringing gold home. And you call a spade and be honest. And if they don't want to buy in, then that's the stuff that they got to deal with. They letting their country down at the end of the day.
Yeah. It comes down to pride.
They better not lose to France game 1 or it's going to be bad.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. But anyway, man, we have some Stephen A. Smith, man. Some Stephen A. Smith in the hot seat for talking some craziness, for getting mispronouncing a Nigerian name and saying whatever the hell the man's name is. How do you feel about Stephen A. being okay to get away with that? But if it was somebody else, it'd be all hell break loose in our community.
Me. Right?
Yes,
okay. First off, I'm just so not a fan. I'm going to keep my personal feelings about Stephen A. Smith out of it. I think that, people don't want to say it, but it comes down to race. And it's like, he feels entitled to say that because he's, we're talking about Nigeria, we're talking about Africans. And so it's like, it's easy for him to commingle, right? You dump on an African-American player's name and you get away with it. Whereas, who was it? Doug Gottlieb, a white sportscaster can't do that, right? Because everybody's going to assume there's a racial undertone to him being dismissive on a dude's name. And Stephen A. Smith gets that pass because of the color of his skin. And so when he commingles that, talking about all these American players or even African players in the NBA, he might get away with that. Now you start putting in the Olympic pride, and this is a separate country, separate continent, bro. You don't get that pass, and now that's what this is. But it's still, that's the only reason it's a story. But the real reason he won't get lit under the fire is because we know that there's no racial undertones to it. He's just being ignorant.
Yeah.
And that's just who he is.
Like I said, I feel like, I ain't really checked the airwaves of anybody else, but I feel like we talking about it because I think, like I told Bate, your name is what you stand on as a man. And on these airwaves, and you call yourself a professional and, you big time, whatever the case is, you messing up the name is not the issue.
Yeah, exactly. It's dismissive.
The dismissive of the name when we talking about other continents and countries, you can't do that. So if you mess up the name and be like, such and such, I can't, you try to say the brother name, like, that young brother from Nigeria, I can't pronounce the name, but he balled out. You won't hear nothing from me because it's like, oh, okay, well, It was hard to say the name. Nduandu is a very hard name to say. So just don't be dismissive because if somebody come out and say Stephen A. Blacksmith, you're going to be in your damn feelings. Right. just calling it 100. You feel me? Oh, don't come for my name like that because my name is my mama and, because how he'd get. So all we saying is your energy has to be pure. And you was not trying to be dismissive to what they was doing because your point was about the USA team allowing quote unquote no names to go off. But when you venture off into start saying names, you have to be respectful of these people's names. And that's just, you got to keep that a buck.
Real talk. I just feel like sometimes when you feel like you're untouchable.
Oh yeah, that too.
Lose track of the respect factor. And I get it. He'll probably apologize, but what I told Reasons and what I tell you, Jay, is when we do it, we make it acceptable for other people to do it that don't look like us. Like, because their thing would be like, well, y'all do it, so why we can't do it? You know what I mean? If it's okay for y'all to do it and we cool with y'all, we thought it was okay, per se. That's why when some people say the N-word around, black folks that ain't black, they look at crazy, but then they give you this response, well, I thought it was cool. Y'all be doing it. Y'all say it like, and I'm one of y'all.
The problem is the undertone of being dismissive because I've watched Shaquille O'Neal, the Vitches, right? And he's almost making a fun out of Bogdanovich. Everybody can shoot, right? But again, it goes back to what Reasons was talking about. It's pure energy. When it's pure and you can see it. That's why I said with Jeff Van Gundy, I don't question whether his energy is pure. I ride with him and it's just like, okay, slap on the wrist and make sure he's cognizant of what he's saying, and how some people took it the wrong way, but your energy's pure. We ain't messing with you.
Yeah.
Stephen A's was dismissive. Like, you guys are nobodies trying to get on our level and you throw the racial undertone into it too, whether you African or not. That's the problem with it. So
no, it's a major problem, and I would never condone that or whatever. Yeah. So I encourage Stephen A. I know we some young pups to you, but to be mindful. It's all a respect thing. You know what I mean? If you don't know the name, don't dismiss it because he's a human being just like you. If it was the other way around, especially if it was a white man or a white woman or even somebody that's not black,
zero tolerance.
Whatever the name is, I guarantee you, Stephen A. would have been like, hold the F up. You ain't going whatever the name is. His name is such and such. You know what he's gonna do or whatever the case may be. But to end the show on a high note, man, we got some more people of color getting job opportunities, man. We got the Dallas assistant getting the opportunity for the
Orlando. Yep.
And then we got my man Jamal Mosley. And then we got my man Green also getting the opportunity possibly for the Pelicans job.
Oh no, that's official. That's like
official now. Mm-hmm. It's official.
Yeah.
I didn't get the memo. Is it legitimate?
Yeah, I think it was official, or it's getting close.
Like they didn't like, you know, when they say it, when Shams and everybody's saying like basically it's official, but then they formally announce it. Yeah.
They haven't. Okay, they haven't announced it yet. So how many? That makes it what? How many black coaches now in the league?
I think we pushing 10. I think we got to the 10 threshold that I was talking about. That'll put us at 30% black head coaches, because you got Dallas, Orlando, Detroit, the Lakers. I mean, not the Lakers, the Clippers, Blazers.
So let me ask y'all a question though, because I was sitting there thinking about it when you shot the topics out, and I was like, is this a byproduct of Steve Nash jumping the line, right? And he got the sign off from KD and Kyrie, but the net effect of it, no pun intended, the bottom line of it was he ain't ever coached a day in his life, and he skipped the line basically. And now all these coaching hires are getting under the level of scrutiny, right? And you got the Becky Hammonds over there in Portland, and now I'm not going to say they overcorrected just based off of percentages. We still ain't at the number that we should be at, but are they overcorrecting because of maybe Steve Nash having something to do with it, and now it's just all coming to a head where it's like, okay, now 3 in a row. All right, you know, I don't know. What y'all thoughts?
I'm in the middle of, I feel like Jason Kidd, right, and Chauncey Billups have walked into better situations than most, right? Because a lot of times, a lot of our African-American coaches get the rebuild situations, kind of like
your Orlando.
Yes, like Mosley getting with Orlando. And I wouldn't even say the Pelicans is rebuild. I just feel like he has to go in there and retool some things, and the Pelicans could be right on the way because they have the talent. I don't feel like they lack talent. And I just think I think to me, they're getting better opportunities. And I'm looking now at you can't blow this. Nobody shouldn't be coddling or holding your hand, because Jason Kidd and Billups are walking into the playoff teams. So anything less than the playoffs, that's an indictment on them, because they was winning before you got there. Mosley, that's got to kind of build. You got to get Orlando back right. They got rid of Gordon. They got rid of Vujovic. So I feel like, that's going to take some time. But are you willing to stick by him how the Sixers stuck by Britt Brown? And that's when we're going to really see, because what I think is we'd get hired kind of like Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan took the Pacers and made them look good, signed a new contract, and then he gets fired.
Right.
What, bro? Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
And so to me, I need to see, are y'all willing to ride that wave like you're willing to give a lot of their counterparts? And then we can have that conversation of whether, or is it an overcorrection or an undercorrection? Because we gotta let this kind of play out a little bit.
That's a good point.
Let me go ahead and call a spade a spade. All right.
Uh-oh.
You know damn well it's an overcorrection. It's a political thing. It's a lot of that. All right. Let's cut the jive. All right. We know what it is. Don't get me wrong. Some of these coaches do deserve an opportunity, but look, at the end of the day, if they can choose to not hire another black man as an NBA coach, they don't have to, but they want to show face. They want to show that they support our community. So they're doing what they got to do to show face and to continue to be like, look, hey, it's one of those things. Hey, we hired such and such. So you can't be coming at us crazy. We got about 10 black coaches now. We're at 30%. So don't be coming at us, acting like we don't care about you guys. We're doing a lot of stuff. We did the Black Lives Matter court, and I respect it and I understand it because I know the game at the end of the day. And I know if them players, some coaches are going to have more leeway than others. All right. That's just what it is. If you black, some of your leash may be a little bit shorter. Chauncey Billups and J Kidd may have a little bit longer leash than the other coaches. At the end of the day, if they say, hey, we gave him a chance, you got to get him out of here. Somebody else. I'm going to call a spade what it is. But I appreciate Adam Silver taking the time to at least do it, okay? Because he don't have to do it. He don't have to do it at all. There's sports, there's like the NFL, there's MLB. Shoot, I don't even know if there's any black man that besides Dusty Baker. That's the only black dude I know that coach. And then the guy from the Dodgers, I think he's half. I think he's mixed or whatever. Dave Roberts. I think he's like mixed or whatever the case may be. But if you look at other sports, bro, you don't see us nowhere to be found in those sports. And so I appreciate him being intentional, okay? Is being intentional to try to get a little bit more color into this atmosphere. I think the next step would be getting, and I know it's going to come eventually, would be getting women as a potential head coach, the first women head coach in the NBA. Because again, there's a big push for women to be, treated equally, to be treated fairly, and things like that. So I think that
we have 11. I just counted 11.
Here's what it comes down to. Let's get to the bottom line. For me, a coach's greatest strength, especially when you're dealing with professionals who know how to play the game, is your ability to relate, right? And I don't give a damn what color the coach is or what gender, to be honest with you. I think Eric Spoelstra is top 3. Never played in the league, not black, right? But whether it's Steve Kerr, Steve Nash, it doesn't matter who it is. Can you command the respect? Can you mesh with those players? Can you relate to them? Can you induce behaviors that are conducive to winning all the way around? So the relating to the player, and who best relates to players than former players. So that's where I see the disparity. The color and the racism is a piece of it, the undertones, the underlying stuff. But when you have former players, they should be able to relate, probably the easiest and the most natural. So that's the reason that disparity needs to be fixed.
And I also, just so we can get out of here, I agree to your point, Jay. And I think it's not the superstar players either. I feel like guys
generally point guards or bench guys that was just seeing everything.
Exactly. I feel like guys like Willie Green, Chauncey Billups, he was a star, but it took him a while to get to that stardom level. You feel me? Ty Lue was a bench guy. So, Nate McMillan, what he did for the Sonics during his time in the league. So it all depends, but I do agree about that.
Yeah. But anyway, man, it's a good look. It's good to see more color in the league, man. And the NBA is doing it right. At the end of the day, we know what it is, but I appreciate them taking the time to be intentional to make sure. And like Charles always said, it's hard to be a black person in this world, and it's even harder to be a black man. It's a constant battle. It's a constant uphill trying to prove that you are worth to be treated even as a human being. So just to see more color and power or places of power, it gives our youth the opportunity to say, hey, man, I don't have to be the player. Maybe I can be the coach. And if you're a great coach, at the end of the day, you're a great coach. If you can connect and get the players to buy into your system and you can, it can produce winning, then that's good to me. But we're about to get up out of here, man. It's the game is tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Let us know who's gonna win game 3. Yeah. Let us know who's gonna win tomorrow's game. I thought it was today, but the All-Star game is today. I still got Phoenix in 5. Y'all heard me say it. I'll put some Mountain Dew. I don't care what you want to do. We can put some Dew. We can put some Henny.
Hey. Water too cold, bro.
I'm not drinking it. All right, somebody else. You know what I mean? Somebody else.
Too cold, mate.
Hey, you know what I mean? But hey, remember to stay blessed, stay safe out there, man. A lot of stuff going on in the world, but be thankful, celebrate your family, and live life stress less, and to always talk that talk. We'll see y'all on Thursday, man. Phoenix up 3-1.